Good morning and welcome to another Sunday Live where we do a 20 question mock test and do a demo of the hazard perception, get your questions answered to your theory issues and any driving issues that you may have as well. We tidy those all up. So hopefully you've had a good weekend so far and you've got a relaxing Sunday planned after the live, of course. All right, let me just sort my windows out to make sure this is going out live. Right, so let's see if anyone's here. Ayodeli, let me come out of this one into this one. Passed my theory test on Friday, 14th of March. Congratulations on passing. 48 out of 50, Mr. Magical 50 by 2. And hazard perception 60 out of 75. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of these 60s on your hazard perception. So well done to you guys for getting the 60s. Because in a real life test situation, that's really a high score. So well done to you. And you scored a 0 as well. One of the videos I was too fast and clicked many times. But then I passed, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for coming to the live and let me know how you got on. I appreciate that. Let me know what your next steps are, whether you're going to take driving lessons or look to book a driving test because you may have driving experience already. This was your first attempt. It's always nice to pass on the first one. So yeah, congratulations again. St. Bella Doran. I have got issues in my ears at the moment. Hopefully it's going out live to you guys. I'm a silent watcher and your videos in live really help me in your advice of understanding of a question. I want to say a big thank you for what you're doing and God bless you. I appreciate that and God bless you as well. You didn't say whether you're passing, it's just actually you're studying and it's helping you. But let me know if you've passed or it's actually helping you towards a test that you've got booked coming up or you're looking to book one soon. Hafsa, hello to you. Welcome. I've not seen your name before, so I'm assuming you're new or silent watcher. But I appreciate you being here on a Sunday morning. Aman, again, welcome. Not seen your name before, so welcome to you. VK, welcome. Ruth, welcome. Good morning. Hafsa, I don't know much English. How can I answer the questions? Tell me the questions. You're going to struggle. That's fact. But the way around it, there's 2 ways around it. Take your time. Download the app. It's going to be in English, but take your time, work through each category in turn. You can have it read out to you. As much as English is, you don't know much English is obviously not your strongest point. You can still have the questions read out to you via the app. What I would suggest is there's an app called the Theory Test Pro. So download the Theory Test Pro. I'm not 100% sure if it's what I'm about to say works on tablet or mobile, but I do know it works on desktop because I do use it with some of my students. You can download the Theory Test Pro and then you can go into the settings and you can change the language to your language and that will give you a better chance to understand the questions. But obviously when you take the real test, it will be in English. So that's the downside of it. But you can start with that and have it in your language. It just gives you a head start. And then before you go for the real test, switch it back to English and then see how you get on with that. So hopefully that helps you with that. Or there may be, I know there's a few trainers out there who do one-to-one sessions who can help you with that. Unfortunately, I don't do one-to-ones. I do group sessions, but I don't do one-to-ones. So hopefully that helps you. Hey, Ro, good morning. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. I'm live for the first time. Well, welcome. End of this month. So you got a few weeks yet. 23rd next week, 30th, depending when you're tested. But you definitely got another live. It's end of the month. Type in any questions. Yes, if you guys got any questions, please type them in the chat. Remember, put a Q semicolon. It makes it easier for me to find. Otherwise, it looks like a comment and I may skip over it by mistake. Hello and welcome. Thank your friend first and foremost. All the guys that's recommending and sharing the channel, I appreciate that. It helps a lot, to be fair. So I appreciate your guys recommending and sharing for me. Second attempt, 43 out of 50, multiple choice, and hazard was 53. So you've passed it. I'm dyslexic too, similar to myself. Had voiceover on the theory test, and even with voiceover, I had to read more than twice. Yeah, so just because you use voiceover, it doesn't mean that you can't read the questions as well to reinforce. If I don't use voiceover on anything that I do, I prefer to. Also, I'm a lot older than you. I found the coping mechanism with dyslexia. So yeah, I would still prefer to read it 2 or 3 times. On my videos when I'm recording, sometimes when there's a lot of words on there, I still read it 2 or 3 times. I read your comments 2 or 3 times before I say it out loud. Yeah, you just got to find a coping mechanism. But obviously what you did with the voiceover and still reading it, it helped you pass. So congrats. Let me know what your next steps are as well for your driving. Are you looking to book driving lessons or a driving test? Good morning to you. Good morning. First time here, so welcome. Hopefully you learned something. I want to keep coming back until you pass. Good morning, how are you? I see your video. It's very helping me. I'm glad the videos are helping. Thank you for coming to the live and letting me know as well. How do you recommend we use the Fairy 4-in-1? What I would recommend is go through each category in turn, as I keep saying. I'll tell you what, I'll come back to that because that's a nice little segue into, let me do the voiceover. Let me do the talk through about what the theory test is about. And I'll come back to that comment in a minute. Right, so the theory test is, if you didn't know, especially if you're new here, it's 50 questions. And the 50 questions is made up of 14 different categories. And your 50 questions will be drawn from those 14 different categories. I always say this every time I do the lives now. The questions are sampled questions, first and foremost. They're sampled questions. I'm going to say that a third time. They are sampled questions because I'm still getting emails, WhatsApp messages, and when I go through the YouTube comments, I'm still getting it. I went to the test, the questions are worded differently. There's questions I've never seen before. Yes, they're going to be worded differently. Yes, there's going to be questions that you've never seen before, because I repeat, the app questions are sampled questions, not the real questions. It just gives you a gist of what's coming up on the real test. The DVSA do not release the real questions, because when they did back in the day, what happened was the students memorized the questions, memorized the answers, and then when it comes to the real test, when it comes to the driving was really poor because the knowledge was poor. So now they want you to understand it so you can apply it to your driving. I say this as well. This theory test, some of you guys are using it as a means to take a driving test, which is fine, but it shouldn't be a means to take a driving test. What I mean by that, you guys are just going in there, hoping to pass, and then you can move on to your driving. You're looking to understand it because you're going to apply it to your driving. So if your theory is weak, you're wasting money when it comes to your driving lessons, because your instructor is going to pull you over and talk about things that you should already know. So I repeat, 14 categories. This goes back to the question that was asked: how should you study the 4-in-1 app? Go through each 14 categories. And then once you've done all 14 categories, then start to do mock test, and then start to see what categories are strong, because it tells you what categories are strong and then what categories are weak. And obviously the weak ones you want to restudy. I will also add, when you go into the test, if there's 10 of you in a room, it's 10 different tests. It's not one test for everyone. It's random. So it could be the luck of the day where you get questions that you know. You may get unlucky and get questions that you don't know. But if you understand them, it doesn't make a difference how they are worded. So you need 43 to pass the test. You have 57 minutes in total. I'll be honest with you, unless you've got a learning disability of some kind, no one really takes 57 minutes. But If you have to take the 57 minutes to pass, then I would suggest you take it. You've paid for the time anyway. A lot of students are going in there and racing for it, like I've got to get in, got to get out. But it doesn't make sense to rush to fail, because you're gonna have to go in there again at some point. You're better off taking your time and pass. So if it takes you 57 minutes to do the full 50 questions, then so be it. There's no shame or embarrassment in that. But like I said, you need 43 to pass that section. Once you've done that, you move on to hazard perception, which is videos. There's 14 videos. 13 of them have single hazard score, maximum of 5. And one of them's got a double score, maximum of 10. You need 44 to pass that. Each video lasts between 45 seconds to a minute. You have to average 3 across the board to pass your hazard perception. If your average is less than 3, you are going to fail, but you need to pass both parts same day, same time, to get your theory test certificate, which means you can now move on to booking a driving test. The answer's always going to lead to safety. Regardless of how they word the question, it's always going to lead to safety. You're looking for the safest outcome on your answer. If it doesn't lead to a safe outcome, it's going to be a controlled outcome, which is normally your first aid, and your motorway questions will lead to a controlled outcome. So that's the overview of the theory. And again, going back to the question that was asked, that's how you should really use the app, is literally go through each category in turn, and then start to do mock test after that. And then it shows you your strengths and weaknesses in that. So hopefully that makes sense. Francisca, morning. Marcel, morning. Right, so what I'm going to do now is do... Yeah, Cheryl, sorry. My live's now Mondays, that's what I used to do. It's Sundays at 10 a.m. for 2 hours. You can always watch the replay. Don't have to, it's nice to be here live, don't get me wrong, because you can ask any particular question and get it answered instantly. But you can always watch the replays, because once I'm finished here, YouTube processes it, and it's always just left up on YouTube. So yeah, but it's nice for you to be here if you're still here, unless you're shooting off at work. So let me set up the mock test, because that's why you guys are here. So it's a 20 question mock test. Just in case you're new here, what we do, let me get my mouse. All right, let me get a bigger mouse first. Right, that's a big one. Right, so what we do is read the questions first, and then we go for the answers. So you want to turn right at a box junction. What should you do if there's oncoming traffic? This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Please put the question number. So if you think it's 1A, then put 1A. The reason being, there's a delay between me and YouTube, you and YouTube. I want to make sure we're always on the same question number. And remember, if you've got any questions, put it in the chat. I will go through them as you guys are answering the questions. So Francisco is at the end of the month. Again, you've got at least another live. If you've got any questions, ask them, and I will try to answer as best as I can. I'm waiting for my provisional license. That's nice. So you've got your provisional license on its way. You start studying now. I'm assuming you are, because that's why you're here. So when that license comes, you literally can book a theory test and you're good to go. Juliana, Darren, I'm here to say thank you for your guidance. I passed my theory test. So congratulations on passing. Well done. Thank you for coming back and letting me know, first and foremost. And what's your next steps? I'm glad you're here, Lydia. Appreciate that. My test this month, but still my score's around 31, 35. How can I improve? Study. There's no other way. There's no shortcut. My TV's just got blank. There's no shortcut. Study. I'll be honest with you. We're now the 6th of March. You just says your test is this month. It doesn't say when. I'll be honest with you. If you're getting 31, 35 and your test is coming up pretty soon, I would push it back. The reason being, that score 31, 35 is it's not what you want to hear, but I'm honest with my students and I'm honest with the viewers as well. That's a score for someone who hasn't studied or hardly studies. When we do, when I used to do it in the classroom, on a Monday morning when students come in for the first time, no studying behind them. Average score was about 31 to 34 with no practice. You're saying you're studying and you're still getting 31, 35. That shows me there's a lack of understanding with your scores. So I personally would be pushing that back if my test was this month and I'm still scoring 31, 35, or any of my students were scoring 31, 35. But that's my advice. You got to do you. Or you go in and take the test. If you fail it, at least you got a baseline score. But to be honest, you got a baseline score before you even go in there. You should be getting 40s minimum on approach to your test. Ideally a lot over the pass mark, but 40 minimum before you go in for a test. 31, 35 suggests there's a lot more work needed to be done, and that just shows a lack of knowledge, to be fair. But studying, there's no shortcut to it. Portia, welcome to you. Hopefully you're well. June, March, April, May, June. Why June? Unless you can't get a date, Lydia, that's a long way away. I would try to bring that forward, unless there's a reason for that. That's too far away. April, May, June, that's 3 months away. Unless you can't get a test date in your area, I would bring that forward. Let me know why, June, and then I can try and help you out with that. Thank you so much for your extensive knowledge of this subject matter. First out of 40 out of 50, missed the 50 by 2 and 60 out of 75 second attempts. Well done to you in passing, though. And thank you for letting me know. Right, let me get this answer up for you guys and I'll go back to the comments. Yeah, D's common answer. Ramota, hello. Oh, got a couple of A's here. Hold on 1 second. Diana, how are you? Long time no see. Right, there's a mixture. There's 1D to 1A. Right, let's take a look what the question is. What? A, wait in the box if your exit. Right, yeah, we had funny enough, this happened in the boot camp. This is what I say to students in the boot camp. Read the questions carefully, read the answers carefully. So the question, you want to turn right at a box junction. What should you do if there's oncoming traffic? And A, wait in the box junction if your exit is clear. So let's tick that. And then other option was D, wait before the box junction until it's clear of all traffic. Right, so this one says wait in the box if your exit's clear. So you can't go because you've got traffic coming towards you. So that makes sense. This one says wait before the box junctions. That means you're waiting outside of the yellow lines. That's why this answer is not correct. You can wait in the box junction when turning right and prevented by oncoming traffic, which it says, and your exit's clear. So that's why D's wrong and A is correct. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys who went for D. Wait, where may you overtake on a one-way street? Maurice, good day. I will save your comment towards the end, just in case a question. I don't know what questions are coming up because it's random. If it comes up on here, I can use the question as the example. Otherwise, I'll do that towards the end. Annette, welcome. Marquis, thank you very much, sir. I'm assuming you're thanking me for a reason. There's your reason, you passed it. Congratulations on passing as well. There is no magical thing with that. Unfortunately, it's the same for everyone, everywhere. Same thing when we're booking our tests for our students. So I just saw a score here. I'm going to put it up in a minute. Yeah, sorry. There's no special method to getting a test. The DVSA do release test dates first thing Monday morning. I would suggest getting up early Monday morning, about 5 to 6, be online. And they release new dates on 6 o'clock Monday morning. Everybody's wise to it now, so most people are doing that. So it may take you a few Mondays to do that. I would try that method. The other way of doing that is downloading apps. I'm not going to recommend any because I don't use them, so I only recommend things that I use. But download or Google search and see what apps out there, cancellation apps. You may need to pay a bit extra if you're going to use a cancellation app, though. There's some more expensive than others, but that's the only other way. Otherwise, jump online every so often on a regular basis, morning, noon, and night, and see if there's any gaps, because people do cancel, but you just have to be online at the right time to get those cancellations. But like I said, there's no special magic wand that I've got for that at the moment. AR Official got 50 out of 50. Well done. The magical 50, and 60 out of 75. Again, a high score and has a perception. So well done to you. It must be amazing to get the 50 out of 50. Marcus got 43 out of 50 and 60 out of 75. Again, you guys are hitting the 60s on them has a perception. Bren is a silent watcher here. Passed my test last week thanks to your videos. Silent watcher who's brought the silence. I appreciate that for coming online and letting me know that you've passed it. Congratulations. And please let me know what your next steps are, silent watcher. Right, what number were we on? Number 2. I just like some of you, quite a few of you went for the D on here as well. Just trying to find the 2s. How many of you are here? 78 already this time in the morning. Thank you for being here on a Sunday morning. Here we go, the first one, I think. Again, difference of opinion. Wow, 3 difference of opinion. 2B, 2D, 2C. Yeah, wow, you guys are not agreeing this morning. Diana, hopefully you're well. How's your lessons going? Wow, there's a lot of difference of opinion here. All right, let's break this down. Where may you overtake on a one-way street? So I got to read this again. See, my dyslexia's kicking in. Where may you overtake on a one-way street? Doesn't matter, it's a one-way street. So the answer is going to be either right or left. So it's going to be C. Right, I had A's, B's, and C's. So A only on the right hand side. Legally, you're supposed to overtake on the right, which is true, but the question says one-way street. If it was a two-way street, it'd be on the right-hand side would be the correct answer. Because it's one way, you can pass left, right, or middle, and overtaking is not allowed. I know why most people go for this answer, because the road, they see the road as narrow and they shouldn't be overtaking, which technically is the safest option. Now, let me explain. Again, this is what we do in the boot camp, where I break things down and give you a bit more information that you don't get from Joe Public and the apps. When they talk about motorways, dual carriageways, and one-way roads or one-way streets, it's always 3 lanes. Sometimes they don't mention that, i.e. in this question, they don't mention how many lanes. So you automatically assume it's 1, hence why overtaking is not allowed, or only overtake on the right-hand side. Because if it was 1 lane, this would be true. If the road's really narrow, this would be true. But on the questions, they don't tell you it's 3 lanes on a one-way street. Because, let me do this, because it's 3 lanes, it means you can pass left, middle, or right. It makes no difference because you're all going in the same direction. That's the reason why the answer is this one. That's just a bit more knowledge that you wouldn't have got through the apps, if that makes sense. How can you reduce the environmental harm caused by motor vehicles? Oh, you started next week. Okay. Must be excited on your first lesson. Have you got driving experience? Just out of interest, Dan, have you got driving experience? Oh, look, number 50 out of 50. 50 50 out of 50. Well done. And 53 out of 75. And doing driving lessons now. So hopefully the driving lessons are going really well. And good. How are you? Still awake, I see. I appreciate being here every Sunday, to be fair. Struggling on big roundabouts. That's your instructor will have to sort out with you. The question I would ask, if it was my pupil, what are you struggling with? Let me know, because I'm able to give you some advice. Let me know what you're struggling on big roundabouts with. So I'm just going to read this again. My provisional 3rd of the 8/26. That's next year. And I passed theory test 15 since I have 2 years. No, it doesn't. Your license expires on the 26th. That means you've had your license for almost 10 years. So you've got to be what I call a mature student, not a young student. You're mature. All that is that your license has to be updated. So your photographs got to be changed. Just in case you guys didn't know, your license lasts for 10 years. And all you got to do is change the photo, because obviously people look differently and your signature may have changed. So it doesn't affect your 2 years provision, 2 years theory test at all. It's just changing the photograph. And if you've got a modern day passport, you may be able to link it to that and just use a photograph in your passport. So no, the answer is no. And yeah, it's just change the photograph. I'm going to do a demonstration of hazard perception towards the end after the mock test. If you're not still here at the end, watch the replay. Every live that I do now, I do a demonstration, because like I said, the amount of emails and stuff I still get with people still struggling, it's unbelievable. So I will do a demonstration every live that I'll do. Again, Bren's got 44 out of 15, 63 out of 70. Well done for passing though. Like I said, I appreciate you just coming every Sunday after work. I do really appreciate that. So like I said, catch the replay, but have a good rest, good night's sleep, or good day's sleep. Right, what are we on? Number 3. Let's find the 3s. It's commitment to come in after work and watch me yapping on. Again, you guys are on the green. 3B, 3A, okay. A seems to be the majority, but you guys are still going for B's and C's. West is sending out some love. I saw your comment, West, but I've not had a chance to put it up. I'm going to go back to it, but you said some good news. I've not seen the good news bit though. I'm assuming that's got to be a pass. But I'm going to try and find it and give you your dues by putting you live on screen. Right, there's A's, B's, and C's. Let's break this down. How can you reduce runtime code by your vehicle? How can you keep engines revs low? That's a possible. Only use it for no, that's definitely not. Only use it for short journeys, because if you're using it for short journeys, then you're damaging the environment. You're going to walk and cycle for short journeys. Drive faster than normal. Drive fast. If you're driving faster than normal, that's dangerous. Do not service it. Do not service it. That can't be right. So it's this one. Keep revs low for the gear that you're in, basically is what they're saying. So don't over rev in first, second, third, or whatever gear. Drive faster than normal is dangerous because you're faster than normal. Like I said, this one only used for short journeys. That should be cycling or riding. That's a greener question. And do not service it. You should be servicing your vehicle so you get the best out of it. So yeah, by default, it's this one. Why should you reduce your speed when driving or riding in fog? Why should you reduce your speed? I used to put that one. I'm really struggling with roundabouts. Yeah, let me know if how you're struggling with roundabouts. Let me see if I can give you some practical advice on that. Yeah, this is it. I'm here with good news, but I've not seen the good news bit yet. Third attempt passed on Wednesday. Congratulations on passing. 21st of the 3rd, which is next month. No, it's not. 17th. It's next week. 21st is next week. 17th, 18th, 19th, 20. Don't do live maths on YouTube. 17th tomorrow, 18th, 19th, 20, 21. So it's Friday, 5 days, and you're getting 31 to 34. I would push it back. That's my honest view. If it's next Friday, I'll push it back. You got 3 clear working days to push that back. So if it's 24, you're looking at Tuesday, 18th, 19th, 20, 21. Yeah, you got to Tuesday to push it back without losing your fee. That's what I would personally do rather than trying to push it, force it, and then going in there under pressure, because you're under pressure at the best of times. But like I said, you got to do you. If you can do more studying, fine. But if you're studying already and it's still 31 to 35, it's a lack of understanding. That's slightly harder to change, because that's a mindset thing. But like I said, you have to do you. So yes, I will do that, Maurice. I got your thing saved, but like I said, let me do the mock test first. Wow, there you go, bootcamp. Another success story. Congratulations on passing, and thank you for coming live and letting us know how you got on. Appreciate that. Let me know what score you got. It's interesting to see what scores you're getting, because the guys in the bootcamp are getting 48s and 49s. So I'd just like to see what you got. I don't believe you sent me an email to see what your score was, or send the team an email, unless we've missed it. Again, theory test is on 20th of March. Thursday. Hopefully, yeah. I feel I'm not ready. That's because of the June date. Right. You've got to be very, very, this is for all of you, not just for Lydia. You've got to be very, very careful. I know sometimes you feel like you're not ready, but pushing your test dates, at least you got one booked, which is the most important thing. But pushing it that far away, you can take your time to get ready, if that makes sense. So you're using the 2 to 3 months to get ready. My advice is try to bring it forwards, unless you know you can't study on a regular basis, because work, life, family gets in the way. That's different. But my advice is to bring it forwards and try to do more studying for it, because it's just for just argument's sake. Let's say you did study and you failed it. That technically is 3 months down the line, gone. Do you see what I mean? So you're better off bringing it forwards and then studying for it. If you don't feel that you're ready, then you can still push it back a bit more. But I wouldn't push it 3 months away and try to be ready in 3 months, unless there's absolute reason, life, work, or you just can't study on a regular basis. That's a different story. But outside of it, if you can study regularly, bring it forwards and work towards it. It's not 3 months wasted, but if you fail 3 months from now, doesn't mean to say you wouldn't have passed in 2 months. If that makes sense. You're just working a little bit harder because it's closer, rather than taking a longer time because it's further away. That's my advice, but you know yourself anyway. Orange, let me come back to that in a minute. Let me just come back to. I just want to get the answers out of the way for. What number 4? Because you guys are here for the mock test, not for me going on and on and on and on. Right, so this one is like you guys agree. I don't see any wrong answers at the moment. Assuming that C is correct. Answer 3A. Right, yeah, so you guys are agreeing on C. See what's C. It's more difficult to see what's ahead. Why should you reduce your speed when driving in fog? Yep, correct. When could the cost of your insurance be reduced? ONG, please can you connect me with an instructor in Nelson? I don't know where that is. I don't know what even Nelson is. Where that is, that an area? And the answer is probably no, because obviously I don't cover those areas. That's going to be a Google search, ask friends and family, go to your local test center, talk to the instructor directly at source. Would probably be your best bet. I don't know what you mean by Nelson though. Right, notice questions added. These are the ones I'm getting wrong with about advanced driving assistance system where I can learn about this, or shall just use Google. First and foremost, Google. I know the DVSA, they sent me a email because I'm licensed by the DVSA with the theory test as well. And they did send me an email to say they're updating the questions. I've not had a chance to look through the questions or the email just because of work and the boot camp. I did mention this a couple of weeks ago. I'm assuming with what you've put here, advanced driver assistance system, that's got to be the updates because the modern day car has all of this stuff. So that's why they've added it into the theory test. The answer to your question, I would Google it. And if you're using apps, the apps are always updated straight away. So if you're using apps, it's going to have the up-to-date questions regardless of what app you use because they're licensed as well, hence why they can sell the questions. So that's my advice, is definitely Google. I will always Google anyway, regardless whether you know the answer or not. Because some of you, what you guys do is answer the questions, get it wrong, just look at what the correct answer is. You don't work out why the answer is what it is or why you picked the wrong answer. Basically what I'm talking about, mindset. It's almost like memorizing. I got it wrong, so I'm going to remember that for next time. Google, type in Google. If you've got Chat GPT, type it in. Ask them what the meaning behind it. Ask them what particular words are, so you get understanding. I can't stress enough. It's about understanding the question, understanding the answer. So when they word it differently on the real test, you're good to go, rather than I'll remember the answer for next time because I got it wrong this time. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Payk, welcome to you. Right. Someone just passed the exam. Oh, it's only 30 questions in St. Lucia. There you go. Only 30 questions, but you had to do 50 and got obviously enough to pass. So well done to you. And we are number 5. Let me clock that. You're welcome, Sandra. Thank you for coming and let me know how you got on. So I'm just trying to find the 5s. Get there in the end. I'm scrolling. There we go. Okay, looks like you guys are agreeing on this one as well. Right. Got a 5C here. But the majority have gone for A, so I got to assume A is correct. Common was A. Yeah, pass plus extra training. When you do more training, you're going to be a better driver. So they may reduce your insurance. What was the other one? C. When you do not wear glasses. Again, that doesn't make sense. Just because you don't wear glasses, your insurance is not going to be cheaper. Your insurance is going to be the same whether you wear glasses or not. And see if you do more training. What restrictions apply to people who have a provisional driver's license? How many clicks is too much at once in the hazard and perception? I'm going to do a demonstration towards the end. If you can't stay towards the end, I suggest you watch the replay. There's replays on every live towards the end. And I will also add, if you're counting your clicks or worrying about how many clicks you're going to do, you're thinking about it the wrong way. Once you start worrying about how many clicks and per hazard on the video, that's the wrong way of thinking. What you should be doing is clicking on the hazard full stop. Don't worry about how many clicks you're allowed. That's just wasting brain power. Mardi Tuna says, if you focus on doing 1 hour on the app a day and also locking into these lives weekly, trust me, I did this last year and I wouldn't say I'm a natural to the theory. You will pass and then pass your practical. I appreciate the comments. Everybody's different. That's the one thing I will say. 1 hour is a lot of dedication, I ain't gonna lie. And doing the lives as well, tuning to the lives as well. It works for you. It doesn't mean it's gonna work for everyone because everybody's different. And I would also add, if you are gonna study for an hour at a time, it has to be structured hours. There's studying and there's studying. Studying, just doing mock tests after mock tests and not understanding what's going on, doesn't make any sense. But if you're going to do structured studying, as in there's a formula to it, understanding what you're doing, why you're doing it, what you expect to get out of your studying, then it's going to be structured, it's going to be more beneficial. But everybody's different. You have to work what's right for you and fits in with your life so it stays consistent. There's not one set formula. But yeah, studying's got to be structured. Like I said, you could just study randomly. It's like having driving lessons. If your driving lessons aren't structured, you ain't learning anything. Just turning left, turning right on the main road means nothing. All right, let me catch up with these guys. Number 6 is what we're looking at. They're done just saying, think of the safest answer. Monday Thompson, silent follower, your videos have helped me pass. Test first time 45 and 56. Silent follower, one day. Thank you for coming and let me know how you got on. Tina saying hello. Hello to you back. I'm trying to find the 6s. There we go. Again, looks like you guys are agreeing on this one. Right, all agreeing on A's. I cannot drive unaccompanied. Correct. You need to have a supervisor next to you. The other part of that question is how old the supervisor needs to be. It's over 21. You're driving a car fitted with You are driving a car fitted with driver drowsiness detection. Wait, so this is new. This is similar to I can't remember who it was about the driver assisted. This is definitely new. You're driving. Well, let me read it. You're driving a car fitted with driver drowsiness detection. When will your car alert you to take a break? Well, I've not seen this before, so I'm gonna have to work this one out myself. Right, while you guys are working it, I'm gonna work it out. Let's see if we can both get to the same answer, correct answer, obviously. Wow. I'll go read this again. So we are both studying live at this point in time because, like I said, I've never seen this before. You're driving a car, think we drive. I didn't even know cars had that. Right. Right, I've got my answer. Let's see what you guys are going for. What number is this? 7. Now, this is fun. One of the new questions. Like I said, I've never seen it before, so I need to update my boot camp then, obviously. Add that in there. There's a C on that. So mostly if you've gone for B, I think that's what I went for as well. Like I said, the apps are updated straight away. That's why I suggest read apps, do apps rather than books, because the apps are updated straight away with anything new. So you're going to always be on schedule to do the test. Right. You guys went for B. I went for B as well. Let me break it down for you. Let me just read the question again. I said I didn't even know cars had that, because mine definitely hasn't. You're driving a car fit with driver drowsiness detection. When will your car alert you to take a break? So, using my own advice, I worked backwards what the answer cannot be, because obviously I've not seen this before. After driving without a break for 4 hours, it can't be that, because you should take a break every 2 hours. So it's not going to be that. When you pass take a break road signs, there's no such thing. Officially in the highway code, there's some signs that say take a break, blah, 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 but there's no official sign saying that. So that's why it's not that. And at pre-programmed times of the day, which makes no sense in terms of pre-programmed times of the day, because your driving habits are going to be different for everyone. If you work night shifts, day shifts, blah, blah, blah. So by default, you're left with this one. When sensors identify behaviors that suggest you're tired. So that's the reason why I went for that one. And let's see if it's correct, which is correct. And there's an explanation here as well. When should you use hazard warning lights? Oh, right, here it is. West Rest. First of all, you're sending out congrats to Brent. Appreciate that. I got 48 out of 50, so missed the magical 50 by 2. Congratulations on 48, though. Still a high score, 65 out of 75. Well done to you. Congrats. So what are you doing next? I can't remember if you were doing driving lessons already. Let me know what you're doing next. 44, 70 out of 75. Wow, well done to you. 2-click method. Well done. Mardi Toon, pass your practical in August. Is that long ago? Wow, now. Are you actually driving now? Let me know if you're actually driving or what you're doing with your license. Another one says past 27th of February. Thank you for coming and let me know how you got on. Right, I appreciate these guys. That's high scores, man. Right, what are we on? 8. We learn together. First of all, congratulations on passing your tests. But I think my teacher snaps at me. And why do you say think my teacher snaps at me? And that makes me scared. If your teacher makes you scared, first and foremost, have words with them and see if you can they can change their style or change the instructor. You should not be scared of driving. That's only going to make it a lot worse moving forwards. Change the instructor. You're paying for a service, you should be getting that service, and being scared is not that service. An instructor should be able to make it fun and enjoyable, and when you are scared, it should be make you feel calm and relaxed. I know instructors are hard to come by at the moment, but it's no pay money to be scared. That makes no sense. Right, A is a common answer. There was a B on there as well. Let me just keep going, just make sure. Mega Music Messenger. Welcome to you. It's a mouthful, but welcome. Yeah, A's common. When should you use hazard lights when your vehicle's broken down? Yeah, you're an instruction, so you have to put your hazard lights on, let people know. What should you do if you think the driver of the vehicle in front has forgotten to cancel their right indicator? Courtesy. If why do most people use hazard lights to say thanks when giving way? Courtesy, rather than putting a hand up to say thank you, it's just courtesy. That's the reason for it. You can't do it on your driving test, by the way. Put your hazard lights on. The examiner only goes by the official stuff in the highway code, and putting the hazard lights on means you're a hazard, i.e. for the last question. So you can't put your hazard lights on to thank people on your driving test, but just raise your hand to say thanks to someone. I personally prefer my pupils not to do that. I thank the driver for them. I want them to concentrate. And the examiner will do the same on your driving test if you don't thank someone. If you're confident, do it, but I prefer my pupils to concentrate on driving when it comes to the driving test. But definitely do not put your hazard lights on to thank somebody. You are welcome. Right, A is common. Stay behind, do not overtake. All right, let's take a look at the rest. Flash your lights, no. Sound your horn, no. Overtake, nope. Correct one, safety. You're driving along a motorway and switch on. Here's another one. Right, you're driving along a motorway and switch on adaptive cruise control. What are you now allowed to do? All right, there's another one. Let's work this one out together. Wow. Right, let's see what you guys went for. Oh, I've got 10 coming through here. Some of you are still coming through with 9s. Right, it's a 10. Right, we've got 8 and a D on this one so far. Add Elijah. Pass. Thanks. No problem. Congratulations on pass. 47 out of 50. Well done. And 66, another high score. Another John's passed as well last week. Congratulations on passing. Right, the C's are coming through. Let's just wait to see what else comes through. All right, you guys are going for C. Someone's gone for an A. A. All right. Let me show you what I went for. Again, using my own advice, breaking it down. Again, I've never seen this one before. You're driving, always read the question. You're driving along a motorway and switch on adaptive cruise control. That just means it's adapting to the speed of the, because it says motorway, driving to the speed of the motorway. So it's adapting to whatever speed's on the motorway. That's all that is. What are you now allowed to do? This is the bit you got to read carefully. What are you now allowed to do? Again, this is where it's worded. If you read it too quick, it sounds what are you not allowed to do? Right. So seatbelts, you're gonna have to put your seatbelts on. Again, I'm working backwards, by the way. You have to have your seatbelts on. The only time you can remove your seatbelt is when reversing or exempt. Eating, drinking, that can't be safe in any shape or form. Use a handheld mobile phone and the car is moving. The only time you can use your handheld mobile phone is when it's unsafe to stop and you're phoning 999 or a 112 number. So again, by default, you're left with check for road signs. So that's the reason why it's C. You're traveling in a left-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway. Again, this is what I'll say to you about motorways and one-ways. This one they're telling you is 3 lanes. You're traveling in a left-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway. How should you react to traffic joining from a slip road? So mostly if you've got C or right, or the question mark, should I say. Similar to what I said earlier on, it's going to be the DVSA releases new test dates on a Monday morning at 6 o'clock. Jump online and 5 to 6, and hopefully you can grab a new date. You may need to do it a few more Mondays rather than just one, because everybody's wise to it now. And then every so often, morning, noon, and night, each day through the week, just jump online and hopefully you can grab a test date that comes up that someone's cancelled. Someone's gone for an A on the 10. Rich, 47 out of 50, 59, 70, I haven't had the 0. So you had the 0 as well and still passed. You're welcome. And again, some of you gone for B's on the, she's changed the answer. Right, so what are we on 11? First ones. So I've not seen those adaptive ones. I've not checked my emails from the DVSA when they said they updated the questions. From the 2 questions that we've had so far, they're pretty much straightforward. Just got to think safety, because some of the answers that they're giving doesn't even come close to safety, so they're not that difficult. Hopefully you get it right, Noah. B is the common answer. You're traveling left hand lane. B, increase. Am I seeing this right? Right, okay. Some of you got D's and some of you got B's. All right, let me break this down for you. Why it's not D or B, sorry. Right, breaking the question out. I always read the question first if you're going to break it down. You're traveling in a left-hand lane or a 3-lane motorway. How should you react to traffic joining from a slip road? Maintain a steady speed. If you're going to hit them, by you maintaining the speed, you're going to hit them. So that's why it's not that one. Increase your speed to make sure they join behind you. If you're doing 17 miles an hour on the motorway and you increase your speed, you're breaking the speed limit. So again, that cannot be safe. Switch on your hazard warning lights. Again, switching on hazard warning lights doesn't change anything because it's not a hazard. So this is why it's D. Adjust your speed or change lane if you can do so safely. It's even got the key word in there about the theory test, safely. If it has safety, safely in the answer, you have to shortlist it as a possible answer. I'm not saying it always works, but you have to shortlist it as a possible answer if it's got those words in there. 12. Why is traveling in neutral for long? Why is traveling in neutral for long distances known as coasting? Bad drum technique. The reason I'm laughing, that came up massively on the boot camp this week on Thursday, and a massive discussion about it. Based on that one, yeah. But like I said, it doesn't always work. But if it has the word safe, safely, safety in the answer, shortlist it as a possible, flag it, move on, and then come back and try to work it out. Tay-Tay, I've not seen your name before, so welcome. Tay-Tay, I like that name. But welcome. I'm assuming that's because of the comment you made about safe in it. Right, B. Oh, got an A. Just about to say B was the correct answer, but we've now got a couple of A's coming through. Another A, look. All right, let's break it down. Coasting. I've done this so much on Thursday, so I should already know. Can't skid. There will not be any engine braking. It will make you can't stall with the clutch down and the engine will run faster. No, correct answer is lack of engine braking or lack of control. They can use either term, lack of engine braking or lack of control. This is for you guys doing manual, by the way. What signal should you give when you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? Someone was struggling with roundabouts. What signal should you give when you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? You're welcome. Engine braking is very hard to explain without visual. Because you ask so nicely, what I'm going to do, I'm going to demonstrate it for you because that's the easiest way of doing it. Just give me a minute to get what number we're on, 13 out of the way. I've got another explanation. No, that's a bit harsh. Just because you're revising doesn't mean to say you fully understand everything. That's the whole point of me doing lives. If that was the case, then I'll leave all of you to study on your own. So that's a bit harsh. Just because you're studying doesn't mean to say you understand everything. And I use myself as an example. There's 2 questions that came up on adaptive driving, and I had to sit down and work it out just like you guys did. So it's not about knowing everything. If I claim to know everything, then I would be stupid to be doing that. I'm still open to learning in the theory test as well, especially when some students put it in their own words and say this is how they remember. Sometimes I steal their ideas as well. You guys are, again, disagreeing. I think this is one of the... No. Black as skid. Right. Let me come back to that in a minute. Right. I think I was about to say, with this mock test today, it's one in a long time that you guys are totally disagreeing on quite a lots of answers. So I've got A's, B's, and C's. Breaking it down, what signal should you give when you're going straight? There's A, B's, and C's. Signal left before leaving the roundabout. Signal left before leaving. That sounds good. Signal right. You can't give that. There's no signal for straight on a roundabout. So if you signal right on approach to a roundabout, you're telling people you're turning right, not going straight. Signal left when you're approaching the roundabout. Again, that's the same as this one. So you're going right with this one, you're going left with this one, and do not signal at any time. That's a mini roundabout. If you're going straight ahead of the mini roundabout, you don't signal to go on, you don't signal to come off. When they talk about going straight at a roundabout, they always talk about big roundabouts, hence why you signal to come off. Right. Before we move on, let me come out of that. Right. Because we're here to educate, let me see if my iPad works. And I'm going to explain what engine braking is. If my iPad works, I didn't even test it out. What are we looking for? Controls. So hopefully this shows up. Nope. Let me change my cable. Right. Like I said, for those of you doing manual, right, so this is an app that I use in the car for my students. You've got two plates, one connected to the engine, one connected to the wheels. So let me just put the comment back up. So every time you put the clutch down, the plate separates. They're called clutch plates. So every time you bring the clutch down, they separate. When time you bring it up, they touch. So when the plates are touching, you squeeze the gas because the gas makes the car go faster. When you come off the gas, the engine helps the wheels slow down. That's what engine braking is. So the engine makes the wheels turn. So if you look at the engine plate spinning, the wheels aren't. So as soon as they touch, the engine makes the wheels turn. When you come off the gas pedal, the engine helps the wheels slow down. That's what we call engine braking. Coasting is when you are doing that. So the engine's spinning fast, the wheels are doing their own thing. And the common one on the driving test is going around the corner in second gear with the clutch down. For those of you doing manual, you should always have the clutch go up when going around the corner in second gear. So you have control. That's why it's called lack of engine braking or lack of control. That's engine braking. And there's another comment. So, but lack of engine braking will make the car skid. The answer is no. The common reason for car skid is driver error, nothing to do with clutch control. So if the question comes up about skidding, it is driver error. 99.9% of skids is driver error. The other 0.1% is road surface, i.e. loose sand, loose gravel. So hopefully that makes a lot more sense for Mega Music Messenger and the rest of you. Right, 14. Let's get rid of that. You're driving on a road that has a cycle lane. What does it mean if a lane is marked by a broken white line? Again, look at the image because sometimes there's clues in there. Driving your brother's car, Marley Toon. I bet you can't wait till May. Get your own car. What car are you looking to get? Just again, out of interest, because I'd like to know what you guys, the full journey is. What car are you looking to get, Marley Toon? Victor, I think engine braking tends to ability of the engine to reduce speed by virtual gear switching, but none can apply here because the gear is in neutral. Victor, you're 100% correct. Because it's in neutral, just lack of control, hence lack of engine braking. But you're right. And this is back in the day when cars were older, especially when I took my driving test. We was taught to go down through the gears, 4, 3, 2, 1, because you're using the gears to reduce the speeds because the brakes wasn't powerful enough to reduce the speed straight away. With a modern day car now, you don't have to go through the gears. You can do what we call block gear change. So use the brake to slow the car down. That's the engine brake is going to help you as well. And then you choose the gear to match the average speed. So you can go 4 straight to 1 as long as the speed's correct, which is also a theory test question. How do you save fuel? And it's called block gear changes. And eco-safe driving, which the examiner expects to see, not specs, but it likes to see on the driving test as well. But Victor, you're right. The link is in the description if you're talking about the boot camp, and it's actually on screen. There's a QR codes that you can scan that takes you straight to. You've got 15. I'm assuming that Francesca's mistype. You're welcome, Mega Music. Passed on Friday, 45 out of 61. No problem. That's what I'm here for, to make things a lot clearer. Again, you guys are not agreeing on this. I got 14 Ds, 14 Cs. Yeah, the majority is C's though, so I've got to assume C's correct. Dan has changed the answer. Don't worry, I'll call it flagging up as long as I've not revealed the answer. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be doing that, but hey, if your pocket can stretch that far, fine. Right, C is a common answer. Let's take a look. It's broken, so you can go in there if it's unavoidable. If it's solid, you can't go in there at any time. Which vehicle should you... I'll try again. Which vehicles should use the left-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway? Again, what I said to you before, always talk about 3 lanes on the motorway, but they don't always mention it. We'll like to link you for practical lessons if possible. Live in South London. I don't live in South London. I don't work in South London. I live in Luton, but I now cover our North London branch. I don't do lessons anyway. I do intensive courses. But there's quite a few instructors. It depends what part of South London you are, but there's quite a few are available. I do know they're available for lessons as well. So there's quite a few around there. And it literally, again, depends on where you're at. They just literally closed. The waiting time in South London's going to be even longer than normal. The reason being they just literally closed Hither Green, which was a major test centre down there. So I think they're now mainly doing Bromley. And I believe Bromley, Croydon, Mitcham, and some are going out to Erith and Belvedere, but they closed Hither Green. But like I said, it depends on what part of South London you're at. I can't answer that. I'll be honest with you. And the reason why I can't answer that, cars are personal. I would suggest, if that's what you're thinking of, go to a few car showrooms, sit in it, feel how it feels for you. Cars are a personal thing. I can't tell you which car to get as a first car. Because you've got to look at your budget as well. How much it's going to cost you to insure, how much it's going to cost you to run, stuff like that. But I personally, because my car's due to be changed, for an example, and the company that I use to change my car are not doing the Ford Pumas anymore. So now I've got to be looking at different cars, and I will have to go to a car showroom, sit in cars that they're offering me to see if it's suitable for me. And I also got to think about my students as well, whether it's going to be good enough for them to drive. So it's a personal thing, because remember, you're stuck with it for 2 to 3 years and you don't want to make a wrong decision with that. So yeah, that's personal, unfortunately. I'm assuming you mean for the app. Sorry, for the mock tests. It's driving test success. It's the same as the app on your phone and tablet. I'm just using the desktop version, which is the instructor version, because it's a subscription which I pay yearly for it, because I use it with my students and I use it for obviously my videos and the lives. But the app is good enough for you guys, unless you want to do it on laptop. But the app is good enough. It's $4.99, but the desktop version, I pay for it yearly, so I'm not even sure what it is a month subscription for the desktop version. Yes, it is. Again, you guys aren't agreeing on this one either. The common answer is D, but most of you, oh, that's a shame. Yeah, it literally closed down Heather Green Test Centre. But yeah, there's some instructors out there in South London. Just put Google search out there. I can't even say go to the test centre because they closed it down. Test is on Monday. I wish you luck with it on tomorrow. Your test is on the 20th. I have 6 more videos. This is what I'm talking about, structured learning. I'm not picking on you, Mohammed, but you've turned around and said, I've got 6 more videos to see and hopefully I'll be ready. Just because you watch 6 more videos doesn't mean you're going to be ready. The question is, are you passing the videos? There's no point seeing them and still failing the videos. So if you're passing, then yeah, fine, 6 more videos is fine. But if you're not passing them, watching 6 more is irrelevant. You need to pass the 6 more videos. And this is what I'm talking about, structured learning. Again, 26. So I'm just still trying to find the 15s. For some reason, YouTube's coming through very slowly. Just comments. That I do agree with. Ford cars are cheap because, like I said, I've had Ford cars, the Fiestas, Escorts, and then my last 2 cars have been the Puma, but the company that I use for my car doesn't supply Ford anymore. But again, you've got to think about insurance cost, whether you can afford the insurance or not. Love in sending some love. I appreciate that. They're not coming through. Hopefully, I'm still going out live to you guys. But the comments aren't coming through. So let's just go to the answer. Which vehicle should you use? Every vehicle should be using it. So it's D. Right, what does this road marker mean? Again, always look at the image. There's clues in there. If you're watching the videos from the playlist, it depends which playlist you're watching. Right, 2 years ago. If you're watching Study With Me series, I believe all I did was give you a head start in those playlists. So it's 15 videos, I think it was. I just gave you 15 questions from each category. And if you're watching the Study With Me series, it may have been 20 questions to give you a head start on those categories. But again, it's about, are you passing those videos as well? So it's not just about watching, it's are you passing? Do you understand them? Oh, Simply Me's here. Hello. How are you? Instead of a mouse button, which key we can use from the keyboard? Got to give me a bit more information on that. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the has perception or are you talking about the questions? Are you talking about the real test or are you talking about the app that I'm using? Got to give me a bit more information on that. Common answer is D. You're approaching the hazard. As I said, there's clues in there. These lines are hazard lines. The hazard is the bend. Hazard lines normally tell you there's a hazard coming up, a problem coming up. You need to work out what that problem is. In this case, it's a bend. So that's the reason why. Then you adjust your speed accordingly for that situation. You're another driving assist question. Okay. You're driving an unfamiliar car fitted with advanced driver assistance systems, ADAS. Where would you find information how to use the ADS correctly? That's a straightforward answer. I get it. I get it. Don't worry. You're here. That's the main thing. Hopefully you are well, though. Holding up, bearing up. It's really weird how I can't remember. I want to say Aisha. I can't remember what her name was. Who asked a question about driver assist? Should you study that or Google it? And the question's actually coming up on the app today. But like I said, with the 3 questions, this is the 3rd one so far. They're pretty much straightforward. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, could be. But I guarantee you, though, if they're new in the apps, there are going to be a few more on the real test. That's worded slightly differently. But based on the information so far, they're pretty much straightforward. Just breaking it down, you're driving an unfamiliar car fitted with advanced driver assistance systems. Where would you find information about how to use the ADS correctly? With any car that's unfamiliar, straight away it's going to be in the manufacturer's handbook. You don't go anywhere else. It's always going to be that, regardless whether the car's unfamiliar or familiar to you. If you want information about your car, it's going to be in the manufacturer's handbook. You're driving a car with blind spot. This is another ADS. You're driving a car with blind spot monitoring function. What must you regularly check to make sure that the function will work properly? So this is another one. Oh, this one's even, all right. Right, I've got my answer. Let's see what you guys went for. What number was 18? Has a perception. Every sentence is different. It's likely to be a mouse. You just click on the mouse button. There's just no cursor. So they'll give you a mouse, and you just sit back and you just click, click, click on your mouse button. So someone says there's new questions. What I'll do is I'll go through the list of questions that the DVSA sent me, and I'll probably do a video on those 8 questions. No, we're on question 18. Appreciate that, Sandra. So that's what they don't want, is to forget about it. The whole point of it, these are driver assist questions. If you buy a car with driver assist, you're not going to know the answers to these questions. That's why that's why I'm saying to you, when you do your theory test, you're trying to keep this knowledge because you don't go back to books. So if your knowledge is weak, and remember, you're on 2. Let me keep it very simple. You're on 2 years probation. If you mess up in those 2 years, you lose your license and you're back to square one. So if you're gonna forget about your theory test after you pass, then you're asking for trouble in the first 2 years. That's what I keep saying. It's about understanding the question and understanding the answer so it stays with you for life. That's what it's about. Because we're number 18. Okay, sorry to hear that for your loss in that. Right, I'm trying to, right, here it comes. YouTube's sending them through late. I think that's the reason why, Francesca, because YouTube has got delay For whatever reason, your questions and answers are coming through late to me. So there's got to be a delay with YouTube. That's the reason why. I thought you can't use every vehicle in the motorway. I'm not sure what you're meaning with that. When the ferry test asks about vehicles, it's legally vehicles that's legally allowed to use the motorway. The ferry test doesn't leave you into danger using the motorway with vehicles that you can't use. So the question is always going to be what vehicle that can legally use the motorway do, and it stay left when possible. Every vehicle should be staying left. And that's some of the things as well with the ferry test. You guys are overthinking it. The ferry test always leads to safety. They never put you in a situation where it's not going to be safe, or you can't use a vehicle that's not safe on the motorway. I think there's one of them questions. There you go. Saying hello. One of the questions is which vehicle cannot use the hard shoulder? Which vehicle cannot use the motorway is one of the questions. Yeah, your internet's slower. James, how are you? All right. I went for A. Let me break it down why I went for A. Again, read the question before you break it down. You're driving a car with blind spot monitoring functions. What must you regularly check to make sure that the function will work properly? The dash cam is securely attached. You may not have a dash cam, so it makes no sense. And the blind spot's to do with the mirrors. That the tires are correctly inflated. That has nothing to do with the sensors or blind spots. And the car has a GPS. GPS says where your car is. Blind spot doesn't. So that's why it's got to make sure the sensors are clean so it can give you the blind spot check information that's required. And the blind spot check, for those of you looking to take a driving test, is a massive part of your driving test. I was still be doing blind spot checks manually, even if I had the blind spot check assistant. You're driving along a quiet motorway. Which advanced, another one. Right, you're driving along a quiet motorway. What advanced driver assistance system is most likely to help? It's even hard to say. All right, let's work this one out. Quiet motorway. Right, I've got my answer. What will be 19? Wish you luck in 9 days. Got any questions? Type it in before we sign out. Test on Friday. It depends on the area you live in. Everyone's different. And because it's a Sunday, because it's a weekend, a lot of people are on the internet, so it slows it down. In my area, when there's a lot of people online, it does. You can feel the difference in terms of speed. Well, I've got D's and C's on there. You guys are split between C's and D. Majority is C's, about 2/3 of your C's, but the other third is D's. I'll break it down for you in a minute why the answer is, I think I went for C as well. I don't get much of these ones in as possible. Right, that's the last one coming through. Right, breaking it down. Again, read the question before breaking it down. You're driving along a quiet, the keyword there's quiet, motorway. Which advanced driver assistance system is most likely to help you? Traffic jam, it says quiet, there's no traffic jams on there. Automotive night vision, it doesn't say day or night. but you can rule that one out. Lane departure, yes, and I'll tell you why, because my car's got that. And intelligent speed assistant, no, because it's quiet, so you don't need intelligent speed assistance. So that's why it's lane departure warning. With my car on there, for some reason, if I tend to drift to the left, you can feel the steering wheel try to change you back to the middle of the lane, so you stay center of your lane when driving. So it's lane departure. What should the driver of the red car arrow do? Again, look at the image because there's clues, and then go from there. It works day or night. Simply means your lane assistance works day or night. So as soon as it senses that you're drifting to the left or the right of the lane, you can feel the steering wheel trying to shift you back. Gypsy, Rome Tube. Got my theory test in 3 days. Any tips? Yeah. Read the questions carefully. Read the answers carefully. Break it down just like I was doing just now. Take your time. And if you don't know the answer is, flag it and then go move on, and then go back to the flag one. Spend your time that you've got in there. I remember the answer always leads to safety. And keep studying up to the day of your test. Someone's put definitely D, which is obviously wrong. Tay-Tay's got an asterisk. Is that because you're not sure? I think you guys have pretty much agreed on this one. All B's. So you got 30B, 10 questions ahead. That's a good internet connection. Yeah, it's wait for the pedestrian. The pedestrians have priority. Once they step off the pavement, the pedestrian has priority. So wait for them to in the road to cross. First of all, welcome. First time here. Let me know when you're always online. Thank you. Sundays, 10 a.m. Normally 10 a.m. to 12, but if I go on longer, I'll go on longer. I'm here to help, basically. So, yeah, 10 o'clock. Just say 10 start. We finish when we finish. As a tip, Gypsy, read the questions and answers more than once. Yeah, I'll definitely recommend that, especially if it's a lot of information in there. I'm playing with you. Just don't worry about Tay-Tay. Right, let me just show you this. I'll do this every week now. As I said in the beginning, for those of you that was here for the breakdown of the theory test, I said to you it's 50 questions. Your 50 questions is made up of 14 different categories. You don't know what question you're going to get. If there's 10 of you in the room, there's 10 different tests going on because it's random. So this is a 20 question mock test, as you can see. And they're giving me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7 out of the 14 categories, these 20 questions was made up. So we got 4, rules of the road, 6, safety in your vehicle, 2, vehicle handling, documents 1, motorway rules 3, hazard awareness 3, and road and traffic signs 1. But that's the makeup of this test. And that's the reason why I say study all 14 categories, because if my weakness was safety and your vehicle, for example, there's a possibility I can get 6 questions wrong, which means I'm close to failing before I even really get going. So I've had 6 safety in your vehicle in a 50 question mock test. 6 of those was wrong. I'm now down to 44 out of 50. That means I can't afford to make any silly mistakes by clicking the wrong answer or anything like that. So that's the reason why your knowledge has to be strong. And there was someone in the comments that said it's better off to do it, get it out of the way and forget about it. Trust me, if you do your theory test and forget about it, especially while you're still taking lessons, your chance that you're going to fail your driving test as well. So it's not about forgetting it. My advice, that's like I said, you can take my advice or not. That's down to you. But for me personally, I tell all my students to keep studying the theory side because you need that knowledge for your driving test. And once you pass your driving test, you need that knowledge to keep going, because if you get anything wrong in the first 2 years of your driving, you lose your license if you get 6 points or more, and then you're back to square one. Well, first of all, I'm assuming you are in the 8 UAE watching us. So if that's the case, welcome. And I wish you luck tomorrow. How much different is their test? When you attend a live session. Again, I think I must have missed your other comment because I'm not sure what you're talking about when you say when you attend a live session. Is that still about the mouse clicking? Okay, if it's about the mouse clicking, like I said, all you do is got a mouse. Let me just quickly show you in a minute. So I can come out of this and show you now. It's just a mouse. That's all I'm doing. And then when you go for the real test, it's just literally click. There's no wires, nothing. You just literally sit back and you just click, click, click. Every time you see a problem on the hazard perception, which I'm about to do in a minute for you guys. No problem. All right. So let me just deal with Morris's comment right at the beginning. Hopefully he's still here. Can you go over the studs on the motorway, please? Yeah, all I could do is keep it simple. I ain't got a visual. I was hoping that one came up, but I haven't got a visual. Red studs is on the left. Red for red, as in traffic lights. The only place you can stop legally is on the hard shoulder on the left. That's the way you want to think about it. So red means stop. The only place you can stop legally is on the hard shoulder, left-hand side of the motorway. So red is left lane. White is in the middle lane. And amber studs is on the right-hand lane near the crash barrier. And then green studs is a slip road. If you can't remember that, it's they give you the word motorway on your you probably can't see this on my screen, can you? You probably can't see it, but you've got the words motorway next to please. So if you take a look at the RWA, it comes in exact order as the lanes. So all you got to do is work out what color studs they are talking about. Go to the word motorway in the question. So you don't have to spell it, because if you get nervous, you do spell things wrong. So go to the word motorway on your screen, and the studs come in exact order as those letters. So if you work out to be red studs, the R is on the left of the WA, left lane. If you work out to be white studs, it's in the middle of the R and the A, middle lane. If you work out to be amber studs, it's on the right-hand side of the R and W. And once they say slip road, there's not a lane. So it's not in the motorway word, it's green. So slip road is green. And if you think of green as go, traffic lights, what do you do at traffic lights? You go, if it's safe. With motorways, you go onto the motorway with the green studs, and you go off the motorway with the green studs. So hopefully that helps if you're still here, Maurice, or anybody else who struggles with studs. Right. Let me just check to make sure there's no other comments. Someone's got green for slip roads. Portia saying thank you. Passed first attempt. Congratulations. Thank you for letting me know. Are you still here? So hopefully that helped you out. Unseen question. Again, I must have missed. Right, I've just seen your hello and then an unseen question, which doesn't make sense to me. So if you want to put more comments on there so I can help. And this, again, simply means said I made up my own rhyme for studs. Again, everyone's got a different way of learning. So I just give my basic information I give out to my students. You guys adapt it. You either use it or adapt it. One size does not fit all. And you can't turn around and say, well, it worked for somebody else. Is it going to work for me? You need to find out what works for you and go from there. So what I'm going to do now is a hazard perception demonstration. And before I do that, as I always do, is show you the report sheet first, so you fully understand. iPad, hopefully the iPad. Now something's gone wrong with my thing. Hold on 1 second. So many wires. If you guys can see behind the scene to get this production, that's crazy. Right. All right, let me just do that. Mega Music is asking what the rhyme is. Simply me, if you're still here. Can I do another hour? I would love to, but unfortunately I've got stuff to do today. There's no cursor on the mouse. You just tap the mouse and it just registers. There's no cursor. By the time you put the cursor on where you want it to be, the problem's gone. Right, so I'm appreciating that you guys are loving it, but unfortunately, like I said, I'll just do a 1 hour because everyone wants to stay. I've got to appreciate your time as well. I like that you've given up your time, but I don't want to keep people on there for 2-3 hours unnecessarily. Right, so this is the report sheet. So you're going to get one of these, pass or fail your driving test. So the examiner will ask you, if you failed it, the examiner will say, do you want a debrief? Always say yes. And he would do a debrief. He will tell you where you went wrong on the driving test. And that way your instructor knows as well. And then obviously you can do more lessons and work on what needs fixing. But like I said, pass or fail, you're going to get this in your inbox about 10 to 15 minutes after your driving test. So let's just go to number 2, because someone made a comment about do your theory test and forget about it. If you go to the left-hand side where it says 1A eyesight, then 1B highway code safety or safely. Yes, safety. The examiner knows you passed your theory test because you can't book your driving test without it. So that box doesn't get ticked, if that makes sense. You are now using that box for everything on this sheet, mainly for box 17. So I'll put a mark in box 17 so you know where I'm looking at. Response to signs and signals. That's your traffic signs, road markings, traffic lights, traffic controllers, other road users. That is your theory test right there in that box. You need to know what your triangles, circles, road markings mean. I think we had one with hazard lines. We had one with the cycle lane that was broken, unavoidable. Had one with the motorway. You don't drive on the motorway on your driving test, but you can drive on the dual carriageway. How do you respond to cars coming on a motorway or dual carriageway? Adjust your speed. Which lane should all vehicles use? And if you look at box 23, positioning, normal driving, you should be staying left when possible, when it's 3 lanes or more, unless you've been told to turn right or something like that. So like I said, all those things are marked in those relevant boxes. But when we do hazard perception and you do your videos, it's box 14 they're talking about. So signaling, before you signal, before change of direction, and before change of speed. They do not talk about signaling on their videos because you can't see the car signaling on the videos. What they're talking about is anything that's going to cause you to change direction, i.e. shift left or shift right. Because if you're driving in real life, it's your mirror check, main mirror, and your wing mirrors, which ones it's going to be. So if you're moving to the right, it's going to be main mirror, right door mirror, because you check mirrors in pairs. And if you're moving to the left, it's main mirror, left door mirror. And if you're just slowing down, literally something's in front that's going to slow down, it's just your main mirror. So that's what the click represents. So the mirrors play a massive part on the driving test. And obviously, if your mirrors are weak, the chance of you passing your driving test is going to be very, very slim. And that's why the hazard perception was introduced, so you guys understand what hazards are. It's not just your bog standard red lights, which is common, or someone looks like they're going to cross the road. There's other things that you need to be aware of as well. So let me just make sure there's no comments before we carry on. Just click the mouse, click anywhere. You don't have to go. It's similar to what you do on your phone. If you're doing it on your phone, you just tap the screen anywhere. You just click the mouse. Same method. Right. Comment. I'm very scared of hazard perception test. Ask yourself why. Need to figure out 2-click routine done within 2 seconds. I didn't mention anything about 2 seconds. So that's where you guys go too deep into it. I didn't say nothing about 2 seconds on my videos. Never have, never will. I just said you click twice. Over-analyzing it. What days are your boot camps on? Boot camp is Monday to Friday, 4:30 to 6:30, 2 hours via Zoom. And you get recordings at the end of it if you can't make it or got to leave early. Simply means put a rhyme in the chat. Again, that's the boot camp if you want help. I appreciate that. I clicked too early. Then what you want to do is examine why you're clicking too early, and refine your clicks. There's nothing wrong with clicking early while you're practicing, but you, like I said, learn from the mistakes. And that's another thing you guys are scared of doing. Every time you do a mock test, you expect to pass every mock test. You don't learn everything from passing every mock test. You learn from getting things wrong. First of all, you ask yourself why you got it wrong. Work out the reasons. Too fast, didn't read the answers correctly, blah, 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 whatever it is, you break it down. Because it's very easy when someone says to me, oh, I'll give you an example. In the bootcamp on Friday, when we done the 50-question mock test, a question came up. A pupil put, I don't know the answer. Like she thought that was a get out clause. No, you're going to give me an answer. That's the whole point. Because there's only 2 things that are going to happen with the answer. It's going to be right or wrong. If it's right, your brain picks up good information. You're going to learn from that, go with your gut instinct. And if it's wrong, we're going to discuss why it's wrong. But you don't put an answer, it can't be right. It's impossible. And that's not an option on a real test. So you shouldn't be thinking, well, I don't know the answer, I'm just going to guess. If you don't know the answer, try to work it out logically. So you're practicing the skills that you're going to use on the real test. So there's no benefit in getting 50 out of 50 every mock test you do. No benefit whatsoever. It's nice, but there's no benefit. Sometimes it's nice to get questions wrong so you can challenge yourself to say, right, I got 46 this time. Can I get 47? Why did I get 4 questions wrong? Why did I get 5 questions wrong? It's about challenging yourself so you can improve. 50 out of 50, there's no way to go in terms of improvement. And same thing, if you're clicking too many times or clicking too early, learn from it. There's nothing wrong with that. Right, sorry, let me just pick up these comments before I do the demonstration. Oh, there you go, all for me. I'm not sure what name that is because they didn't sign up for the bootcamp as all for me. But hi guys, if you're struggling with area, I suggest you register for Miss Adora's bootcamp. It's truly worth it. What time on Sunday? 10 a.m. until we finish. Sarah saying, Dorian, good morning. I have Tuesday exam. I wish you luck with the Tuesday. Thanks. Another Catherine's pass, 48, 50, 58. 0, say she's got 0 in a double, so she's minus 10 before she even starts. And she's still got 58. Well done to her. So I'm just saying, see you next Sunday. William, hopefully I'll see you next Sunday. Yeah, you definitely need to examine the videos. And I'll show you, when I do the demonstration in a minute, I'll show you why. Well, hopefully I'll see you in there at some point on a Monday. Send the past on February the 7th. Thank you for coming back to let me know. Sundays, my live sessions on the Sunday, 10 a.m. Are the hazard perception question the real fairy test CGI? They're all CGIs. On the apps, they're a mixture of CGIs and real life. But when you go for the real test, it's all CGIs and it's slightly slower than the app version. Yeah, it can be. No, I don't believe there is. I think once you lose the license, you can go again because you're new. So you just go in again, just take a theory test, another driving test, and then you're back on the system again. They're all CGIs on the real test. So your 2 times hint click worked. Right, so let me do a demonstration quickly. Because someone mentioned 2 seconds. I don't mention 2 seconds. You guys are going too deep. I just mentioned click twice, end of. Right, so let me just explain. You're looking for anything that's going to cause you to slow down, change direction. You see the problem, you click, and you go 1, 2. Not 2 seconds. You just count in your head, and not 1, 2. It's literally 1, 2, and then click again. The reason why there's a countdown window, and it starts from 5 down to 1. If you click too early, which I think Mega Music was saying they clicked too early, that's the reason why you go for 2 clicks, because it is possible to see it too early, but it's about getting a score. So what I'm about to say, I say every week, it sounds weird, especially when I say it to my students in the camp. It's not about you seeing the problem. You can see the problem all day long, but if you click too early, you're going to get a 0. It means nothing. It's about getting a score. Treat it like a game where you're trying to get a high score. Get scores. That's all that matters. See a problem? Click 1, 2, and go again. So let me do a demonstration, and hopefully this will make sense to you. And I'm going to do a commentary drive as well, so you're going to know what I'm looking at and why I'm clicking. So speed limit signs. I don't want to speed up if someone's about to overtake me and fill the gap. Brake lights. If he slows down, I need to slow down. And when you're watching the videos and driving in real life, you should be scanning from pavement to pavement. So that corner with the blue shop, if there's a car there, I would click, but there's nothing there for him to hit. No need to click. Scanning from left to right, side road to my left, petrol station to my right, but no cars are coming out of there. Don't need to click. Black and white poles in the distance. Suggest zebra crossing. Anyone crossing? The woman in the blonde hair. And that's the one that's caused me to slow down. That's the one I should get marks on. And again, scanning, there's a road to my left just ahead, but nothing there. Don't need to click. So 5 out of 5. Let me just show you. So no, I'm not cheating. Review it back. Always review back so you know what you're doing right and see how you can improve. So let me just show you what I did. Bingo. There you go. First click, and I called it zebra crossing, black and white poles. Yeah, it's my first one. So I've seen the problem because I called it, not an issue. That's a 0. It means nothing. Go back to what I said. It's not about me seeing the problem. It's about me getting a score. My second click, 5. And I even went again. So I went for the zebra crossings, the black and white poles. I went to see if anyone's crossing the road. The woman in the blonde hair, another click, which is a 4, and then another click, which is a 3. They'll always give you the highest mark. They're not going to downgrade you. So there's no benefit in clicking once for the problem. There's benefits in clicking at least twice for the problem. Don't spam it. If you go click, 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 then yeah, it's going to kick you out. If you try to click in a rhythmic pattern, is another way they'll kick you out. But as I said, see the problem, get a score. That's all that matters. And I'll just rewind it back so you can see it again. My first click was too early, but my second click wasn't. So I've got a score, and that's what it's about. So let me just see if you guys are saying anything to that. Yeah, I use it as a prime example. I'll use it in the boot camp to demonstrate the point I'm trying to make, because it's really important that you understand the points that I make. It's all well and good me saying X, Y, Z, but sometimes when you see it, it makes more sense rather than, oh, he said to do this. It's easy for him because he's a driving instructor. I get that all the time. But when I'm demonstrating it, they realize, oh, even he makes mistakes. The same thing with the AES question that came up. I literally haven't seen those questions before. I'm sitting here working out just like you are in real time. Like I said, I don't preach to know everything. I'm still open to learning, and I still use my own advice when I'm doing stuff. I don't give it out to you guys and say, yeah, use it. It works. I use it as well because I know it works. There's no other comments on here. Right, let me do another one. Well, let me do a real life one. real life. Sorry, CGI. Most of these have been. All right, let's try. So nighttime one. Okay, you can let me remove this so you can see the flags going up. I think I've done this one last week as well. I didn't realize. Anyway, cycle lane next to me broken. I can't go in if it's unavoidable, so I'm taking the information in. Flashing light in the distance suggests a cyclist. I'm going to click now. Again, still scanning from left to right, right to left. There's something in the red. I'm going to click again because the cyclist behind looks like they want to overtake the scooter. He's looking over his shoulder, suggests he's going to do it. I'm going to click again because I think I missed the whole thing. Remember, it's about me getting a score, so I think I missed the first 4, to be honest, but let's see. And this goes back to what I'm saying as well. Don't count your clicks, just make sure you get a score. If you're counting your clicks, you're wasting your time. Car's coming out. Four out of 5. Again, let me just show you. And review. See this, I could have clicked slightly earlier to be fair. That's the first 2 because the cyclist, I saw the cyclist looking to overtake. And as soon as his head turned, which is there, that's when I should have clicked again. That suggests he's looking to see if it's safe to come out to the right. But I was a little bit late on that, but it doesn't matter. I still got my more than 3. Remember, you want to average 3 or more. Ideally, you want 5s and 4s. And I went again just to make sure. Let me just show you. So that's when his head turned, and I've clicked, and I thought I missed it. So I went again to make sure, which is a 1, and that's a 0. And like I said, for me, it's about getting a score. I don't give a damn about anything else. Just get a score. And that's why I don't count my clicks. Because if I'm counting my clicks, then I'm worried about how many times I'm clicking, blah, blah, blah. That's waste of time, waste of energy. You did click before the zebra crossing. Yeah, I did. But as long as I click to get a score, that's all that matters. I still need to understand the trick on the HP before booking my phone. The question is, what don't you understand? Ask that question and then you'll find the answer, or ask it now. What is it that you don't understand? If you can type it into words, put it in there. Let me try to help you out. That's why we're here. Is there any, let me come out of this. Is there any other questions or any comments you guys want to make? Or do you want another demonstration? I'm quite happy to do another demonstration if you want. Or are you happy with that? I stress again, keeping it simple. See a problem, anything you think is going to call you to slow down. Imagine you're driving. For those of you taking driving lessons, it should be slightly easier because it's the real thing. You see a problem outside the windscreen, you click. Problem, click, problem, click. That's what I teach my pupils. See an issue, you click, check your mirrors. Whether it's going to be a problem or not, that's irrelevant. Just think, oh, looks like a problem. Click. Zebra crossing coming up. Click. Traffic lights are green. Click. Traffic lights are red. Click. I click when you see a problem. I click when you see a problem. Hazard. Yes. Yes, I didn't get it right. Again, I can't, there's no magic wand with this. Like I said, everyone's doing the same thing. Same thing with instructors. We got no magic wands. But if you found a date in August, I hope that you took the date in August. I pray that you didn't see it and think too far away. Hopefully you booked it in August, because what The most important thing, you got a date. Let me explain. If you've got a date booked, it makes life easier, because I'm hearing some of the apps. I don't use cancellation apps. So let me put sorry. I don't use cancellation apps. So what I've been told from my pupils who are using it, they need the cancellation apps are starting to use dates. They need a date from you and they swap it. So you need a date first and foremost. By having a date, if you've got an instructor, sometimes they can swap it with another pupil who's not ready. So they may have a pupil's booked it, they've got a May date, for example. You got in August, you'll be ready for May. They're going to be ready in August, they can swap it. So the advantage of having a date is that the instructor can swap it with another pupil. You can use cancellation apps because you have a date already booked. So hopefully you've got August already booked, and then you can try and bring it forward. Just for argument's sake, let's say you can't change it, you can't bring it forward. You know what? At least you've got a date. Yes, it's far away, but you've got a date. But if you have got nothing, you're going and going and going and going. Before you know, you're 2026. So whatever, this is for everyone, whatever date comes up, take it and then try to bring it forwards if possible. I clicked too many times. Question you got to ask yourself is why? So review it back, ask yourself why, learn from it, refine it. There's nothing wrong with clicking too many times. You learn from it. As I said, mistakes is a good thing, it's not a bad thing. Providing you learn from it, of course. If you don't learn anything from it, then it's pointless. No problem, Mega Music. Hopefully I'll see you next week. I'll do another demonstration. In real life, yes, I teach my people, because you don't know if the light's going to change from green to red or red to green. On the app, I would do it as well, to be honest. Hazards are anything to slow you down, yes, or cause you a danger in terms of moving to the left or moving to the right. So if you have to steer the wheel to the left or the right, it's a hazard because you change directions. If you're moving to the right and left, then you've got to check for cyclists, e-scooters, mopeds. And if you're slowing down, you've got to make sure the car behind you is not too close. So you spread the braking over a longer distance. That's why you check your mirrors. If it's going 48 to 57 enhanced perception, is it good enough? Yes, providing you're doing it on a regular basis. I mean, if you're taking 5 enhanced perception tests, you're getting 1 or 2 out of the 5 and the rest of fails, no. But if it's consistent, yes, because it's slower on the real test based on, like I said, the feedback. And as you see the scores, if you was here earlier on, Ruth, the guys are getting 60, 65 and still getting zeros and getting 60s. Once you understand it, you understand it. There's no going back with it. The questions is the issue because you don't know what questions you're going to get. When I notice a hazard or potential hazard, then I click yes and click twice. That's what I do. So I'm assuming you're passing. If that's what you do and you're failing it, then there's a reason why. Again, review why. How early is early? Annabelle's passed her theory test. Well done to you. Right, let me do another demonstration because you guys, congratulations, loving that. Send some love. All right, let me do another demonstration quickly. Let's do this one. I don't know how busy this one is. iPad. Get rid of this so you can see the flags. Car's not reversing. So I'm scaling the road left to right. Nothing to the side road. Nothing to cause me an issue. So nothing to click on. Someone's crossing the road ahead. So I'm going to click on that now. Even though it's well early, but I saw the problem click. Don't waste time. Still scanning from left to right. Nobody coming at the side roads. Car coming towards me. Side road. Reflection in the window. I think that's well late, to be fair. It is what it is. I think I've missed it, but we'll carry on. Because remember, even with a 0, you can still pass. So don't stress over anything. And there's nothing else to click. Oh, still got 5 out of 5. Even though I thought that was well late. Again, let me just show you. So no cheats, review. And let me just speed up to save time. So let me just quickly show you. Again, this is experience because obviously I'm a driving instructor. This is what I teach my pupils as well. If you look in the window, you can see the reflection of the van. So when you're driving, you look for clues when you're driving in real life. So I can see the there's no van visible, but I can see the reflection, hence why I clicked. And there's my flag. And then there comes the van. So let me just rewind that back so you can see it again. Look in the side road. There's the reflection in the I'd say shop window, in a house window. And then comes the van. So you look for clues as well. That's why you look into the side roads as well for information, even though nothing may be there. Let me just see comments. Got a test tomorrow. Wish you luck with that. 98%. So you basically good to, based on your stats, you're good to go. Can I do a real life clip? 28 was struggling with the hazard there. Hold on 1 second. I'll see if I can find it. Been watching for a few weeks every Sunday and I passed. Thank you for your help. Joshua, well done to you. Congrats. Thank you for letting me know. Let me see if I can find a real life clip. 28. Real life. They're not in order. 28. Okay. Let's take a look. Driving fast. A bend. I can't see around the bend, so I'll be clicking on that. I'm going to click again. Oh, that's late. Car parked up on the pavement, so I'm going to have to shift to the right. Oh, should I click then again? Children close to the edge. Again, looking well ahead. There's nothing more going on. Car's coming down, but he's clearly on his side of the road. It says slow. I'm going to click on that. Change the speed limit. Van coming out. There's quite a lot of flags on this one. Again, car parked up on the pavement. Four out of 5. So again, show you no cheating and review. Right, so it's near the beginning. Right, this one, let me break it down for you. I know what the problem is. Right, so there, the reason why I've clicked here, as I said, it's a bend. I can't see around the bend. When we teach as instructors, we say slowly into the bend, accelerate out, because you don't know what's around the corner. It should be, what if something's around the corner? What if a child's playing in the road? So you slow down, hence check mirrors. And there's my second click. So there you go. My first click's too early. And there's my second click in the 4. And then I clicked again. And the reason being, watch his wheels. He's on my side of the road. He's over the white line, which means he's reduced my space, less speed. Again, as instructors, when we teach, when you go into a tight space, you should be reducing your speed. So that's the reason why I've clicked on that. But the bend one gave me the 5. So hopefully that makes sense with the hazards on that one. Let me see if I can find your comment. Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. So like I said, with the bend, I clicked on the bend because I can't see around there. And then I clicked again because he's on my side of the road. So he's going to reduce my space. So less space, less speed. So hopefully that makes sense. Lorraine, first time being here. Didn't realize you did weekly live sessions. Will defo be on next week? Yeah, Lorraine, every Sunday at 10 a.m. until we finish. I'm going to do the last one. Real life 90, if I can find it.
Vehicle park.
You know, they had 90 for real life. I've got 89, 91, 92, but no 90. 80, 86, 87, 89, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. Nope. No 90. Talk amongst yourselves while I try to find this. Because they're not in number order. '88, '85, '84. Nope. Did you say 90? Yeah, 90. Oh, 90's here. Real life clip 90. Okay. All right, last demonstration then. Let me do this. Right, again, I'm scanning the road left to right. I don't see any issues at the moment. Roundabout, no issues. Car's coming from my right. I should be giving way to him anyway, but still. For a real life clip, this is kind of clear. It's like CGI. Lights are flashing amber, so the next color is green. So I don't need to click on that. Car's reversing out. I think I'm well late on that one, so I'm going to click 4 times on that. Hazard lights. Someone talks about hazard lights for thanking earlier on. Remember, don't do it on your driving test. Oh, 3 out of 5. Still got my average of 3. Remember, you need 3 or more. AI feedback. I've not seen that before. Right, so speed it up. So let's see if I could have got a higher score. Yeah, car's reversing. I could have clicked earlier. I could have clicked there. Just saw it reversing out. I'll be honest, what distracted me, you probably can't see it here on the screen because I can't show my mouse. And the cars on the right, they've got the headlights on in the daytime. That's what kind of distracted me. So looking for an indicator there. Yeah, so 3 out of 5. And to go back to what I said earlier about getting a score. I saw it late. For me, I saw it late. So that's where I've clicked. And I made sure, because as far as I'm concerned, like I said, about getting a score, I even clicked again to make sure, even though it's well late after the 0. But I'm always clicking to make sure that I get a score. Don't care what happens. I'm clicking to get a score. That's all that matters. So hopefully that makes sense with the real life clip 90. Let me just see. What's the best study app, please? I won't say it's the best. It's the one that I use. I only recommend what I use, and this driving test success app is what I use. You could use it for the theory test. You can use it for the driving once you pass. They're starting to put driving stuff in there now as well. And what I used this morning for the mock test, the 20-question mock test, is the desktop version. So like I said, I use it across the board for my apps. I use it in the classroom, I use it in the bootcamp, and I use it on the lives as well. But all apps, as long as you're paying for the app, it's all the same because they're licensed. Books or apps, that's your choice. I'm not a book reader, so I would do apps all day long. That's partly because of my dyslexia. So I'd use apps, it's more visual. And the books, as we saw this morning, for those of you that was here, with the ADAS questions, the apps get updated straight away. If you've got a book, that would not be in the book now. So you're still studying the old version, but the apps get updated straight away. So I would always recommend apps, but you have to do you. Remember, you've got to find what's comfortable for you, because not everybody's technical minded. I don't know if we want to buy yours or the DVSA ones. I don't have an app. So like I said, driving test success, you can use a DVSA, but if you're following along with my videos, I would use a DVSA because whatever I say in there is based on the DVSAs. Whatever I say in my videos is based on the driving test success apps about flagging this. I know it works in that. I'm not sure how the DVSA apps work because I don't use it. No problem, Brooklyn. You're welcome. Ruth, thank you. Francisca, okay. Right, Marissa, thank you. Right, I'm going to sign off. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully the demonstration helped. And you got ideas of how to improve. Remember, making mistakes is not a big deal because you're studying. It's all about improvement. 50 out of 50, 75 out of 75 doesn't give you anywhere to go. To be fair, makes you complacent. Sometimes it's good to still get 47, 48, so you can challenge yourself to get the 49s, 50s, and hopefully it works out on the day. But you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. For those of you who've got a test coming up this week, I wish you luck with it. Please come back next Sunday. Let us know how you got on. If it's good news, share it, share the love. If it isn't, I can try to help you to improve by you having your paperwork next to you, and we can go through the categories and then go from there. And have a safe week. So enjoy your time, and I'll see you next week.